To absolutely nobody's surprise, Nvidia went ahead and launched the first of their super cards this week with the 4070 Super launching yesterday. What I did find a little bit surprising is when I got up this morning, just how many 4070 Super GPUs were still available. The other thing that's kind of interesting is if you don't mind a dual fan card, you can still get that entry level MSRP of $599.99. And if you're one of us lucky ones that's kind of near a micro center, you actually have some at pretty decent prices still available right at Micro Center. If you're more of an Amazon person, yep, they still got them available too. For once, you can even get a GPU in white without having to pay too much of a premium. And the one card that you might really care about, the 4070 Super FE, is currently available right now at the Best Buys near me here in Ohio. In fact, as I record this on Thursday morning, the only place you can't get a card that you may want is the 4070 Super FE is not available on Nvidia's website. Thankfully, we're not having a repeat of 2020 or 2021. However, when Nvidia releases a new GPU with better price to performance, usually it does sell out right out of the gate, and then we have to wait for the restock. You may have some people in 2024 that just don't want to plunk down $600 or $700 right now because they're just uncertain about what the economic times are going to hold here in the US. The other reality Nvidia might be facing right now is they're actually seeing some real heat from the AMD offerings. When you look at what you can get a 7800 XT with, might I say, 16 gigs of VRAM on board for these days, starting at 500 bucks, that feels like a good deal compared to where you're seeing $600 and $700 GPUs from Nvidia. And if you count $500 as kind of the entry to the midpoint for the GPU world these days, remember it's not just the $500, $600, $700 cards Nvidia is going up against right now. Their 4080 Super is going to be coming out at the end of the month for a thankfully reduced price of $1,000. That card will also be facing stiff competition from AMD with the 7900 XT with 20 gigs of VRAM on board, going for $700 to $800 right now, which feels like a pretty good deal in the GPU world at the moment. Obviously, AMD has made no bones about it. They don't have a GPU to go up against the 4090 right now. However, the 7900 XTX is a very worthy adversary for the 4080/4080 Super, and it has 24 gigs of VRAM on board. And as you can see here, the 7900 XTX has had multiple price dips over the last 3 or 4 months, and it wouldn't be surprising to see it go on sale for substantially less than $1,000 when the 4080 releases at the end of the month. I think what you're really starting to see here is a financial pushback by gamers. The 4070 is probably a premium card in the 1080p space for those high refresh rate gamers, or an entry level card to 1440p gaming, and it just does not have enough VRAM on board for today's games. And frankly, myself included, people are tired of Nvidia nickel and diming them to death with how much RAM they put on a GPU. The silver lining may be just like we suffered through a not great series of cards with Maxwell when Pascal came out and we had those legendary cards like the 1080 and the 1080 Ti. That was a tremendous bang for the buck. In fact, it probably feels like Nvidia in hindsight gave gamers a little more than what they had anticipated. So the silver lining after having a really bad series of cards from Nvidia is A, could we in fact see the 5000 or Blackwell series of cards a little bit sooner? And B, hopefully, can we see better price to performance? And dang it, Jensen, can we get a little bit more VRAM on these cards? Your leather jackets don't cost that much. As always, guys, your thoughts and comments are welcome down below. And until next time, GIF out.